In this video, I'm going to share why I'm always talking about Indigenous this and Indigenous that when I talk to my home birth clients during our prenatal care. So the answer is simple. When we go back to our Indigenous practices, it's one of the most powerful ways that we can heal from colonization. So hi, my name's Andrea. I'm a home birth midwife. I'm native to the Southwest, and I'm going to share with you 10 Indigenous practices that I talk to my clients about as they're creating their own home culture and bringing a new baby into the world. So the first one is just the midwifery model of care. It's how babies have been brought into the world way since forever. It's an Indigenous practice for all humans, and it's one that's a relationship that's more based off trust and understanding and knowing each other, and it's based off of having someone in the community that this family trusts. It's really a different model than birthing in the hospital in an institution with people that are strangers. So midwifery care is an Indigenous practice. Number two is food. Our ancestors were not eating processed food. They were eating organic food. They were having a plant-based diet. So look back in your ancestry, see what people were eating then, and I bet you that's probably some of the most nutrient-dense food for you that will bring you the most health. Check out my sister Felicia at Kitchen Curandera. She talks a lot about food sovereignty for Indigenous people and food as medicine. Three, connection-centered parenting. So this is also referred to as attachment parenting sometimes. But baby wearing, sleeping, co-sleeping, all of these types of things, singing to your baby, that closeness and being in tune with your baby is actually an Indigenous practice. Our ancestors really didn't use cribs. They were not trying to have their babies be independent from them. So just having a kind of practice a parenting style that's about connection is actually very healing and loving to many people who were not able to get that for all types of reasons, basically working too hard and not having the availability to be with their children in that way. So the next one is rest. I always talk to my clients how it is so important to prioritize rest while you're pregnant and in the postpartum time. It's much more important than being productive. A lot of times in our culture, it's all about work, how much can you do? No, it's really important to just put your feet up, rest, take naps. Number 5 is plant medicine. Our ancestors had relationships with plants. They knew what plants could offer what to them. And I talk to my clients about starting to introduce a few different herbs into their daily life. So making infusions, like say for example, nettles and red raspberry, starting to use those herbs during pregnancy to strengthen your blood, and it helps prevent hemorrhage. It provides you with more oxygen. It helps against anemia. This is just a few things that, out of many. There's so many plants that can help us in our daily life, and it's really good if we could start incorporating them into our homes. So the next one is body feeding or chest feeding, breastfeeding. This is an Indigenous practice. It's very normal and natural to feed your baby from your own body. And it's gotten to be a thing that's so tricky, or so many people are having problems with. And I really like to point out to people that when people are birthing at the hospital, their chances for breastfeeding success is like in the 40s. And when you have a home birth, your chances for breastfeeding success are in the 90s. So we just need to look at that and just look at the two models and see which one is actually helping you get the outcome that you want. We know breastfeeding is so great. There's so many lifelong benefits that come for the lactating person and the baby. The next one is seeking counsel. When you're pregnant, a lot of things come up. You're thinking about how you were parented and just patterns that are in your family. You feel really open and vulnerable, sensitive. Get a great, wonderful therapist that you find a good fit with. It's the most straightforward way that you can help to heal trauma that's been passed down in your lineage from ancestral trauma. The 9th thing that I talk to my clients about that's an Indigenous practice is I talk about mentorship, and that how I'm a midwifery mentor of Since I've started my practice, I've always had apprentices, and how asking their permission if they can touch their belly, or to learn about the fundal height, or if they could observe in their birth. And all of my clients have really been really open and loving towards the apprentices. So it's actually Indigenous practice to take someone under your wing and teach them your craft and do it in a loving way. And so I feel like that's an Indigenous practice that I really want to make more accessible to more upcoming midwives. And then the last one is queerness. Being queer honoring queerness is an Indigenous practice. So for my queer clients out there, you're awesome. Your family is awesome. So I hope this helps just to start thinking about some things, or just maybe validating some intuition that you might have had.